Peak performance. What is peak performance? So I'm a peak performance coach, but what does that mean? Great question. In today's video, we're going to be learning more about what peak performance is and what it means to live a peak performance life where you are really rising to meet your full potential. So if you want to learn more about what it means to live a peak performance life, follow me to the other side. Hello and welcome back to the Luz Gonzalez Show. My name is Luz Gonzalez and I am your favorite peak performance and digital business strategy coach. And today we are going to be talking about peak performance. What is peak performance? But before we do, make sure to subscribe to this channel and find all the ways that we can work together in the description below, including live peak performance monthly coaching, where I coach you live on a monthly basis on how to be a peak performer in your life. And yes, we're gonna learn about what is peak performance, why would I wanna be a peak performer? And also for any of you who are starting a business, you're a solopreneur and you want to become an infopreneur, that means you are taking all of your training, all the things that you've learned, and you want to turn that into a highly profitable, scalable, and impactful business, then you want to join us for Business Fundamentals Monthly, which is launching in May. I am so excited. So all of that information is in the description below. So let's get back to peak performance. What is peak performance and why should you care? So peak performance, let's talk about why we are here as a community. We are here as a community for our vision of having a world where people walk around the world being their most empowered self, right? Where they own their self-agency and step into their power, which is the first part of our mission as a tribe. Number two is we rise to meet our full potential, which is where peak performance comes in, because we're not just here to go through the motions in our life. No, we're here to rise, to be all that we were created to be. And then number three is to really take courageous and strategic action on a daily basis so we can become the brightest, boldest, most badassiest version of ourselves on this journey that we call life. And to do that, to live this sort of most empowered life, to walk through the world owning our experience and owning our power and loving our life, we have to be peak performers. You never went up to your mom and said, "Hey mom, I got last place. I feel so proud of myself." Unless if you gave your heart out and you just played, you did your best and this was your dream and you showed up, then yes, right? Like, and that is what peak performance is. So many of us, we allow ourselves to give in to these stories of fear, to give in to these stories of no, you can't, and why would you even dare to dream that big? And then what happens is 5 years go by, 10 years go by, and you wake up and you don't feel energized with your life. And you wonder why. You're just waking up and it's another day and it's just a paycheck and nothing feels exciting about your life. Now, I would say that is a huge problem, right? To live your life in such a way that for this person, probably by the end of their life, they're gonna look back and they're gonna have some regrets. They're gonna wonder, who could have I been? What sort of adventures could have I gone on? What could have I contributed? All these dreams that I had that I just let go to waste. That is an awful price to pay for not being a peak performer, to not allow ourselves to expect more from ourselves, to push to the higher bar, to go after what we really want. One of my favorite mentors, coaches, is Ed Milet. And he has this concept where he says, at the end of his life, his worst nightmare is, when you die and, you're going up to heaven, whatever happens, then God would say like, son, this is to my daughter, to me. And this is just like a thought exercise, not meant to be religious or anything. So, you get to the end of life and the creator of the universe is before you and says, daughter, son, here is the version of yourself that you could have become, that you could have been, if you had let yourself be a peak performer and reach your full potential. These are all the things you could have been and explored and experiences you could have had and the joy you could have created and the love you could have had and the lives you could have changed. And when you meet that person, will you meet that person as a twin, as an old friend, be like, hey buddy, that was so much fun. We had such a blast in this life. Oh my God, that was a journey. Even when it was hard, I still showed up and gave it my all, and I'm so proud of myself. That was awesome. Or will your response be that of like, oh man, wow, I could have been that person. I could have had that life. I could have made myself and my family proud, and I could have given so much to the world, but I just never gave myself the opportunity to be a peak performer. And so that is why peak performance matters. I would say it is the most important thing in the world, really. To be a peak performer means that you are actively working on a daily basis to reach your full potential. And to be a peak performer means that we don't choose the path of comfort. We choose the path of growth, which is not the easy thing to do, but it is the path for many of us. It is the path for the people who are part of this tribe here. If you are part of this journey, if you're listening to this video, then I know that you're a peak performer. I know that you don't want to reach the end of your life and think, I could have been, I should have, could have, might have, would have, done, right? I know that you're the sort of person that wants to get to the end of your life and be like, woo, that was awesome, that was amazing, right? That's how we want to live our lives. And to live that sort of life, we have to be a peak performer. So peak performance, what is peak performance? Peak performance comes from the world of sports. So I did gymnastics for like 16 years, and I did, dance, competitive dance, and like tennis and blah, 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 blah. And I did choir in high school. And in each of these activities, I had an instructor, right? I had a coach. This is where the word coach comes from, because we had coaches in sports, and then we get to life, and then we're kind of just trying to wing it. Well, like, no, you still have coaches in life to be a peak performer. And so being in these activities, I had a coach. I had someone who, when I was in the gym and I was getting tired and my hands hurt, my arms were tired, my legs were tired, my coach would say, you've got one more round in you. Get back up on that beam. Do it again. Do it again until you get it. I don't care if you have to be here all night. You're going to get this routine. You're going to get it. I know you've got this. Push harder, right? We had these people who were pushing us and who were showing us a vision of ourselves bigger than what we could even see ourselves. And for the world of peak performance, again, it comes from the world of sports. It is what it means to wake up on a day-to-day basis and be super intentional about like when you're waking up, your sleep routine, your waking routine, what you're eating, what you're showing up. It's living life with intentionality, with an eye towards a purpose, an eye towards a goal, a milestone. And in sports, that milestone might be, you want to get to the Olympics. You want to be the top performer in your sport. You want to reach nationals. Whatever it is for you, there's a specific milestone. But then in life, something happens where we become adults and we're adulting and no one's pushing us. And all of those best practices from the world of sports are all of a sudden, whether you're in corporate, whether you're, solopreneur, small business owner, you completely on your own, whatever it is, all of a sudden, no one is pushing you and holding you to this higher standard and saying, I know you've got more in you. No one's saying, you can go bigger than that. And so that's what peak performance is. Peak performance is not just living life in this like comfortable, in the comfort zone and don't go anywhere because you're so afraid of what could be, when really life happens outside of the comfort zone. Life, the most exciting parts of life, where you become so proud of who you are and who you're becoming, is when we step outside of that comfort zone. And that is what it means to be a peak performer. The other thing that it means to be a peak performer in your life is that you expect more from your life than just having the corner office, right? That was never enough for me. And having, you guys, if you've watched my videos, if you've been here with me for a while, you know that my journey, my professional journey has been, I've been everywhere, nonprofits, government, teacher, lawyer, startups, etc. And what I so often saw, and it just never made sense to me, and I was like, I don't want that. I want no part in that. I saw so many people in the corporate traditional route of success who were, sure, you have the corner office, you got the car, but your relationships suck and you're overweight and really unhealthy and you never have time to be the person that you are at your core, right? Like you're living in this box where you're doing all the things you're supposed to do to be traditionally successful, but you don't get to have this amazing experience of life. And so being a peak performer in our community, we're living the peak performance life, which means we are expecting more from ourselves in every aspect of life. And that includes our health, right? We don't leave our health up to chance. No. We're meticulous about our health. We are, what that includes, hydration, the quality of food that we eat, when we eat it, like our sleep, all the things that make you have the sort of energy that you guys see me have. It comes from being intentional about your vitality, about your health, and being, yes, someone who's successful, professionally and financially. But if your health is in shambles, nothing else matters, right? So a peak performance life means your health. It means your relationship with yourself, your self-care, that you are the sort of person that has control over your emotions and your mindset. If you didn't catch our last training, live coaching on becoming an emotional and mindset master, you catch it before it goes away. That was epic. So you have to be a peak performer in life. This is a must. You must have emotional and mindset mastery. Then there's mastery of our relationships, and that includes the relationship with your spouse or your significant other. That includes the relationship with your family. That includes the relationship with your kids, right? With your friends, the people in your life, having beautiful relationships. I've read books on friendship, right? I took 14 months of coaching. Like I signed up for a 14-month coaching program on how to be a great partner, because we are intentional. We are peak performers in all parts of our life. It means being intentional around your career, around your finances, around your spirituality, around your growth. All these areas, your contribution, all these areas that make us have incredible life. So what does it mean to be a peak performer? To be a peak performer means that in your life you say, I am not willing to live life just going through the motions. I am here to have an incredible experience of life. I expect more from myself than I expect from anybody else. I am pushing myself. I'm getting coaches and I'm getting training, and I am always stepping outside of the comfort zone every single day because I am here. I am committed to reaching and exploring my full potential. And if I am not on a journey of growth, of intentional growth, of intentionally seeing how I can become a better mom, a better partner, a better boss, a better friend, better in my finances, better in my health, better in my spirituality, better in my growth, better in, like all of these aspects of our life, then you're not a peak performer. If you're just like, I'm just really good at this one thing, I'm just really good at meditate, and I don't care if I'm broke and I can barely pay the bills. That's not peak performance. It's also not, I've got my corner office, but my kids can't stand me. That's not peak performance. Peak performance is taking a holistic look, at least the peak performance life is taking a look holistically at your entire life and measuring. I measure my progress in each of these parts every single month. I give myself a grade on a monthly basis because that's what it means to live a peak performance life. So what is peak performance coaching? What does it mean to be a peak performance coach? What we talk about peak performance. So peak performance coaching means I work with you to make sure that you are operating at levels of excellence in every single part of your life. And we look at the best research, the best data, the best coaching, the best resources, the best tools to make sure that you are firing at all cylinders, that you are executing at the highest level in all parts of your life. Because when we're living in this way, then we are living an incredible life. And I believe that that's what we're here to do. We're not here to merely survive, to settle for the crumbs of life. No, we're here to take whatever experience we have before us and turn it into a masterpiece, to enjoy, to love, to just be present, to grow through the hard, to push ourselves more than anyone else pushes us. And if you need someone to push you a little bit more, we can work together. There's all the ways that we can work together in the description below. So, question for you today is, what does peak performance mean to you? And how are you showing up as a peak performer in your life? As always, it is so lovely to have you guys be part of this journey with me. I am so grateful. I am sending you so much love, and I will catch you guys again soon. Bye-bye.